Greetings, Jedi traders. David here of TradingFibs.com to bring you the daily trend for week 21, day 1. It is May 22nd, 2017. Hey guys, as always, please seek financial advisement when trading with your money, as these videos are for educational purposes only. Support your knowledge in the market, see what's going through my head on any given day. Always make sure you have a solid trading plan, and always manage your stop when placing a trade. All right, Jedi traders, back in the seat. It's been a while. Let's get that little centered there. There we go. Back in the groove. Was in Chicago for a small vacation. Went to meet the partners there at Infinity Futures and saw the family. But anyway, just glad to be back. Make sure you check out the weekly technical momentum outlook posted yesterday. We'll get that to there in a minute. But markets definitely rolling out here at the end of May. Let's take a look at today's session recap here for week 21. Day 1 Monday. Very quiet session, but very nice. Smooth trend to the upside on the NQ and the ES. Why I'm a little bit lagging behind on very little volume today. There was volume, but not the usual average. As the VIX closing out and continuing to come down from that high mid-15s just not too long ago, after dipping down into the 9s and springing back up. Not much on the economic front as we roll into week 21. All right, posted on that technical momentum outlook video yesterday, including the bottom line here, as I do wrap each week's momentum outlook there. As we continue in this uptrend, that's right, the bigger picture is still uptrend, even though pockets of intraday offer opportunities in both directions as we near the all-time highs once again and clearing out those open gaps. We're looking for that breakthrough above, watching those higher time frame charts as well as to the downside. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the charts as we saw them today. Let's jump right into the market internals first, as we see the balance profile here, both on the NQ and the YM. Again, you're looking for price action above and below 70% of the range here. We could see price action again, 70% of the volume here on the NQ and the ES. And we see volume upside, we see a downside. Gives us a healthy volume profile for the session. Again, you can see previous sessions likewise. In the event that we have a session that doesn't have what we would call a price action at the top or below, that would be an opportunity for the market to come back and repair itself. All right, so great appreciation for the overall trend. As we move into today's session, daily open gaps up here, as we can see the NQ after last week, the YM and the ES, and I wanted to square those off for you today just to highlight the fact that while there's always a daily gap in the market, it's nice to note that market always takes care of unfinished business. As we can see here, price action on a whole there back in about the third week of April. Price action left this huge open gap to the downside, and eventually the YM came back and took care of unfinished business, both on the YM and both on the ES, as markets now have rebounded back upside to not only take care of the open gaps downside, but the open gaps to the upside. Counted two on the ES closing out today, as well as the YM just within a tick, closing out 894, but was never able to come and close that out completely, as the NQ takes care of. So we'll go ahead and take care of those dashed open gaps, and at this point, the only open gap that remains downside now at 55.1275. YM still dealing with the upside, but we can see labeled down here, sure, we got plenty of room to move to the downside as well. AD lines, it was right upside from the front. Price action lifted on the 1-minute charts, and NQ pretty much straight across the board, never giving the market an opportunity to come back down today. NISS nicey, and that was it. Price action held at the highs, if not grinded higher in the PM session. All right, traders, let's take a look at the full session pick. There's the NQ taking and appreciating the market open here. Price action already in trend, the NQ. So where were the opportunities? You could see solid Heikin-Ashi bars already in trend. Very difficult to chase the setup. Not one of my favorite to chase. So maybe you got in on the re-entry up here in the mid-AM session. So what you could have done, and I could show you here as right there on that indecision candle, which was actually maybe 1 to 2 minutes right before the open, actually on a smaller time frame, had pulled back and gave you an opportunity on a 5-4, which would have given you the entry to the upside as the trend continued on the NQ and through the PM session all the way to the close. All right, so nice move on the NQ after a little bit of an AM session break. 5-minute chart just looked like statues standing up next to each other. YM again a little lagging today. There was your overnight session, a little pullback, but price action booted up there about 2 minutes, two and a half hours before market open, and price action just continued through and really didn't end up going anywhere through the PM session and close. Pretty much sideways action. Following up on the NQ is the ES to the upside here, holding above the T34. Again, it's your choice which moving average. T34, T representing the Tim Tilson smooth moving average versus just a 34 EMA, which is represented by the charts down here. And by the way, let's give it, if it's your first time joining us, again, we're looking for highest probability setups on a time frame to splice into the higher time frame at any given point. You can always trade in both directions, but 51.44 price action under, the second row here being the 534 and the 51.44 EMA. All right, so there was your ES move as price action did give it an opportunity once it pulled back to the 34 here, and there you are, all three in the green and back upside on the ES to the PM session. Didn't have much movement there in the afternoon market. All right, so noted charts here. Again, ES opening move, nice move. Again, we talk about the MMLs, the Murray math levels, a great combination. Running from the lows to the highs here after the early morning session. Troubling already when the Globex move is already shifted, already in trend upside. You got to find that opportunity to splice in. So ES again, here we are on the MMLs on the bigger time frame, running up to 23.90. Again, I love that bigger time frame. Been playing with that recently. And again, if trading on the lower time frames is not something that is working for you, especially in this market most recently, going to the higher time frame, here's a 15-tick Flex Renko chart on the ES. Again, you have the T34 to show you overall big trend. You got the 534, and there you are. You splice into the bigger picture on a lower time frame. And then this is where we were this morning, pre-market. Let me actually pull up that pre-market. There's the pre-market pick as we were sitting here at the 10 EMA. That's it. Flip the coin. We're either going down or we're going up, but momentum was upside on the ES, and so therefore price action lifted on this 4-hour chart. But how do I splice into it? I go to a higher time frame or to the lower time frame, and when I say the lower time frame, that's exactly what I'm talking about. There you go. You get in on a 5-4 Flex Renko. You splice into the higher time frame right there, which is the 15-tick chart, and there you are, off and running on the ES to the upside. Same picture on the NQ. We were post 30 minutes. Again, smaller time frame, 10-7 Flex Renko. And sure enough, there's the chart. Let me pull up the pre-market. There was the pre-market again. Same pick as the ES. You're sitting there at the 10 EMA. Upside, you're looking at 57.03. That was the call this morning in the trading room. Or to the downside, let's go find some support at the 50 if the market was going to decide to pull back. Obviously, momentum off last week's was continuing upside. And so there you are. There's the chart. Price action lifts. You got yourself an entry. Not only, again, you're looking at the smaller time frame. There's the U.S. Open. A setup occurred about 35-40 minutes before the market opened. There you are in trend. Again, that candle was the opportunity to get in on an indecision. On a 5-4 Flex Renko, it was 2 red bars downside. You go to the higher time frame. There you are. The higher time frame gives you an opportunity, again, to remain in the trend. All right, and so there's your NQ. And so how did it look today? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the overall chart for the end of the day. Jump into the NQ, and there it was. Just continue to maintain its uptrend. Don't worry about the pullbacks on the smaller time frame. You got yourself a nice solid body, Heikin-Ashi up. A little bit of indecision bars, but you're sitting above the 51.44. You're sitting above the T34, and you can appreciate the overall trend that's been holding up. So let's say you're trading the ETF. You might be holding on to this, as I had mentioned, the technical momentum outlook for week 21, but you're holding above the T34 and in trend. So there's your NQ as we finish off today. As we roll into tomorrow, again, we're looking at the zone high, calling out the 5703. Downside, again, we find the first level of support is going to be the 10 EMA, and then the resistance here at 56.25. Anything lower at that point, we might get an MML reset, but zone low all the way down here at the 50-period moving average, sitting around 55.21. But currently, as long as we're holding upside, the trend is upside, momentum's upside, and so there is our current trend headed into the Globex and tomorrow's session. ES Jedi traders still holding above the T34. Again, 534 in sync to the upside. 51.44 cloud is in the green. There's your price action today on the move up. Again, a little bit of a long tail here, but maintained in structure to the upside. Price action you can see already in the zone high after closing out 2 open gaps. So any pullback, we've closed out the open gaps here at 93.75 and 90. So we're going to go ahead and take that away. No open gaps to speak of. Watch for the 10 EMA for backside support and all the way down. First, we'll need to break 23.75 before we go and find support around that 50 SMA. Obviously, zone low all the way down here, including the open gap on any news this week where the catalyst might pull us back. Till then, we're going to be watching up here to 24.06 and then all the way up to 24.22, 24.37. We'll evaluate midweek as we watch the Globex session. All right, let's wrap it up on the YM here. Again, YM here on the 10 EMA. Watch for the pullback there for first level of support, or 781. Any breakdown side there is the 50 period here at 701. But again, just like our other trends on the higher time frames, we're holding above the T34. Again, small pullbacks is opportunities to get in. Again, if you're taking out, just another opportunity once at that break even to splice in. But if you're not in these long trends already on an ETF, or you're holding on the futures for several days, you want to go to the smaller time frame. The smaller time frame chart means looking at a 10-7 or a 5-4 where you're able to splice in to those trades. All right, Jedi traders, as we roll into tomorrow, let's go ahead and take a look at the economic calendar. Forgot to mention on the technical momentum outlook yesterday, GDP coming up on Friday. So it's Fed speakers all week. Keep that in mind. Comey testifying. POTUS Trump overseas. I'm not expecting much there in the wave. I'll keep your eyes on North Korea as the week moves on. Again, technical momentum outlook in case you missed it. Sticking primarily to the technicals, leave your bias. Where the decision point was made today that we held up above the 50% pullback and above the 10-period moving average to pull up as we reach back for those all-time highs and MML zone highs. We'll see how the Globex and Tuesday's session follows through. Again, watch those higher time frames to remain in the trend and not get caught up in the noise as we've seen in this market. All right, Jedi traders, that concludes today's insight into the daily trend and technical momentum of the indices and key futures markets as I see them every day. Feel free to stop by here at tradingfibs.com or any of my social media outlets to obtain more information. My trading mantra of one simple chart, a strategy, a market, any chart, any time frame will keep you disciplined. Again, you can find me every day on Twitter at TradingFibs. I leave the crystal ball to the experts, and I only watch what's in front of me and on my charts. And as always, I leave my buys at the door when trading. Hey, Jedi traders, if you're interested in joining us with our community of like-minded traders, feel free to join us any Thursday or Friday to view those high probability setups. Just email me, David at TradingFibs, be our guest. Hopefully the market might move on a Thursday. If it doesn't, then double do. You get a Friday session as well. Hey guys, I want to give a shout out to Infinity Futures and the CME as the live trading show. Actually, Infinity Futures as they host, most recently giving me the badge of live trading challenge, certified coach. After stopping in Chicago, hearing more about the great stuff that they're doing it with Infinity Futures. Their live trading challenge coming up here at livetradingchallenge.com on June 14th through June 20th. If you scroll down, you got an awesome training camp with the CEO, with Jim here, Cagnina, on, I believe it's June 5th through June 8th, where you'll go over a good insight in what to expect in the challenge. But leading up to the event, if you scroll all the way down, there I am hosting a trend trading plan webinar series, 3 sessions starting May 30th, 31st, and June 1st, right after Memorial Day weekend. You can find more information out there. I've posted on my Twitter the link here, livetradingchallenge.com. Again, you can sign up and feel free to come into the sessions. If you attend all 3 sessions, you'll be eligible also to attend our live trading room for 1 week following the trading challenge. Great opportunity to put your skills to the test. All right, guys, I'll keep mentioning that and remind you of that through the week. Again, it's a holiday weekend towards the end as market action. We'll see if volume picks up any. FOMC minutes also, if I forgot to mention. All right, check out my pre-market trend every day as I posted here prior to the market open and the trading session recap. It was an uptrend day. Very nice, smooth trend overall. Hey guys, have yourselves a blue zone day wherever you may be. It is Happy Vanilla Pudding Day. Thought I'd mention that. And for the rest of you, have yourselves a good day, a good night, and good trading to you in week 21. This is David at tradingfibs.com.